Right now, the single biggest money decision of your entire retirement might be one you could make in a single afternoon. And most people get it wrong without ever realizing it. It's the decision of when to start taking Social Security. You're allowed to start as early as 62, and most Americans do exactly that. The average person claims at around 64, well before they actually have to. It feels like the safe move. Grab the money while you can. But here's the part almost nobody explains clearly. That one choice permanently sets the size of your check for the rest of your life. And the gap between claiming early and waiting is far, far bigger than most people realize. So today, let's walk through exactly what happens to your money when you claim Social Security at 62 instead of waiting. In plain English, with real numbers. By the end, you'll know how to think about this for your own situation. One quick note before we start. This is general information, not financial advice. Everyone's situation is different, and I'll point you toward free, official help at the end. Alright, let's get into it. Social Security has a number called your full retirement age. For anyone born in 1960 or later, that age is 67. Think of 67 as the price tag on your full benefit, the amount you've truly earned based on your lifetime of work. Now, the government lets you take that money early, starting at 62. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. If you claim at 62, your check is permanently reduced by 30%. Let me make that real. Say your full benefit at 67 would be $1,000 a month. Claim at 62 instead, and that same benefit drops to $700. And not just for a year, and not until you turn 67 and it bounces back. That's the common myth. It's for life. That 30% cut follows you for the rest of your retirement. Now here's the other side, and this is the part that really surprises people. If you wait past your full retirement age, Social Security pays you a bonus for every month you hold off, about 8% more for each full year you wait, all the way up to age 70. After 70, the bonuses stop, so there's no reason to wait any longer than that. So let's go back to our $1,000 example. Wait until 70, and that check grows to about $1,240 a month. Now put the two side by side. $700 a month at 62, $1,240 a month at 70. That is not a small difference. The age 70 check is nearly 77% bigger than the age 62 check for the very same person with the very same work record. Same you. Two completely different retirements, decided by when you sign one form. And it matters even more than that monthly number makes it look, for two reasons. First, it's for life. However many years you live, that's the check you live on. Second, most years Social Security adds a cost of living raise to keep up with inflation, and that raise is a percentage of your check. So a bigger starting check doesn't just pay more today, it grows from a higher base every single year. The gap between the two doesn't stay flat, it widens over time. Put it in yearly terms. $700 a month is about $8,400 a year, while $1,240 a month is closer to $14,880 a year. That's a difference of more than $6,000 every year, and across a 20-plus year retirement, that can add up to well over $100,000. So if waiting pays that much more, why does almost everyone claim early? Because claiming early is not automatically wrong. It's a genuine trade-off. Claim at 62, and yes, the checks are smaller, but you collect 8 more years of them. Wait until 70, and the checks are much bigger, but you gave up 8 years of payments to get there. So the real question becomes, how long will you be collecting? For most people, there's a crossover point, somewhere in the late 70s to early 80s, where the total money from waiting catches up to, and then passes, the total from claiming early. Live past that point and waiting wins. Fall short of it and claiming early was the better deal. Nobody knows their exact number, but you can think it through honestly. If the people in your family tend to live into their late 80s and 90s, and you don't need the money right this minute, waiting often pays off in a big way. If your health is poor, or you genuinely need the income to cover your bills, then taking it earlier can be exactly the right call. And there's no shame in that. That's what the program is there for. Many people also take it early simply because it feels safer to have the money in hand, and that feeling is real. Just make sure it's a decision you made on purpose, not a reflex. And it's worth being careful here, because this choice is very hard to take back. Social Security gives you only a narrow window to undo a claim after you've started. And to do it, you generally have to pay back the benefits you already received. For all practical purposes, once you've settled into collecting that reduced check, it's the check you're going to have. That's exactly why it's worth slowing down and getting it right the first time, rather than treating 62 as a default just because it's the earliest the system will let you start. Now, there's one more trap worth knowing about, because it catches a lot of people who claim early and keep working. If you take Social Security before your full retirement age and you're still earning a paycheck, there's an earnings limit. In 2026, if you're under full retirement age for the whole year, Social Security holds back $1 of benefits for every $2 you earn above about $24,480. So if you claim at 62 but you're still working a real job, a big chunk of that check can simply disappear for the time being. Here's the good news though, and it's important, that money is not gone for good. Once you reach full retirement age, Social Security recalculates your benefit and gives that withheld money back to you in the form of a higher check. But the lesson is simple. Claiming early while you're still working full-time often doesn't get you nearly as much as it looks like on paper, so it's usually worth waiting until you've actually stopped working or slowed down. If you're married, there's a piece here that's easy to miss, and it can matter more than anything else we've talked about. When one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse gets to keep the larger of the two Social Security checks, not both of them. So if the higher earner in a couple waits and locks in that bigger check, they're not only boosting their own income, they're setting the floor for whichever one of them lives longer, which, statistically, is more often the wife. For a lot of couples, having the higher earner delay is really a way of protecting the survivor for the rest of their life. That's a decision worth talking through together, at the kitchen table, not making alone. One more thing to be careful about if you do decide to wait on Social Security. Don't accidentally skip Medicare. Medicare starts at 65, and that's a completely separate decision from when you take your Social Security checks. If you delay signing up for Medicare when you're supposed to, you can get hit with penalties that raise your premiums for the rest of your life. So circle 65 on the calendar for Medicare, even if you're planning to hold off on Social Security until later. So let's pull it all together. Claiming at 62 gives you 70% of your full benefit, locked in for life. Waiting until 70 gives you about 124%, nearly double the age 62 check. The right choice depends on your health, whether you're still working, whether you're married, and how long you expect to be collecting. And here's the good news. You don't have to figure this out alone, and you don't have to pay anyone just to get the basic facts. Social Security itself will give you your exact numbers for free. You can see what your check would be at 62, at 67, and at 70 by setting up an account at ssa.gov. Start there. And if your situation is at all complicated, a fee-only fiduciary advisor, one who's paid only by you, not through commissions from selling you products, can run the math for your specific case. The one thing you really don't want to do is claim on autopilot at 62, just because that's the moment the door opens, without ever knowing what it costs you. Because that's the whole point. This isn't about one right answer that fits everybody. It's about making the decision on purpose, with the real numbers right in front of you, instead of leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table by accident. If this made the Social Security decision a little clearer, do me a favor and tap the like button. It genuinely helps other people your age find this video. And if you'd like more plain English videos on making your money last in retirement, consider subscribing. Take care of yourself and take care of your money.